Okay, you guys. This story honestly blew my mind. Stephanie, resilient Jenkins, just got exposed yet again. And this time, it's about something that cuts right into the heart of her family situation: housing. She allegedly turned down not one, but multiple real housing opportunities at a time when her children desperately need stability. And instead of getting them out of a cramped motel room, she said no. Imagine rejecting safe, affordable housing for your kids. And for what? Clout, sympathy, attention. This one hurts because it's about kids who've never known stable housing and a mother who seems to be choosing her own image over their well being. Let's break it down. Here's the quick summary before we get into the weeds. Stephanie Jenkins and her family of 7 are still cramped into one single motel room. Their biggest issue has always been housing instability. Stephanie herself admitted motel costs more than actual apartment. Multiple people have offered them better housing options, some even bypassing credit checks and high deposits. Instead of taking those offers, Stephanie has turned them down or ignored them completely. The speculation? She's keeping her family homeless because the struggle narrative fuels engagement and clout. Here's the problem we're unpacking. Is Stephanie actively rejecting stability because her content thrives on chaos and sympathy? Let's start with the situation. For months, the Jenkins family's central problem has been housing. And honestly, it's the one thing everyone watching has begged her to fix. They are a family of 7 squeezed into one motel room, like literally living, sleeping, eating, and existing on top of each other. Stephanie herself has even admitted out loud that motels are costing her more than renting would. She has also said she realizes she's spending more money weekly for motel stays than she would in an actual apartment.
Hi, my resilient besties. How y'all doing today? I want to give you guys an update on the housing and how that's going for us. But first, let me take a minute to apologize to my online community of supporters and amazing people who take the time to battle it out in the comments for us and support us nonstop. I truly love y'all, and I do not say it enough. But let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? And then there's always a slight chance that you're new here, and if that's the case, welcome. We're a family of 7 who's currently homeless living in a motel. And no, we're not continuing to live in this motel by choice. We are looking for housing opportunities, but we keep being denied. And I'm not on here claiming that we're being denied for nothing. We do have a bankruptcy as well as an eviction that has been dismissed on our past record, as well as both me and my hubby have pretty low credit scores that we're trying to work with and fix. And mind you, this is the first time both me and my hubby are in the position where it's not the financial means that is keeping us from getting a place. And I can't even say that I blame apartment complexes these days, but they definitely have a little bit higher standards when it comes to accepting people through applications. Personally, I don't see how having higher standards when it comes to accepting people is going to help the homeless crisis in Portland, but hey, you do you. I do fully understand taking precautions to not have people F you over in a lease.
So you would think that means you jump at any opportunity to get her kids off that instability, right? But nope. Wrong. Dead wrong. And that's where it gets frustrating because instead of grabbing onto any lifeline that comes her way, Stephanie has been caught turning down housing opportunities that could give her children more space and stability. Not just once, not by accident, several times. This isn't some wild rumor or speculation being pulled out of nowhere either. These claims are backed up by receipts, accounts online, videos breaking it down, and comments from actual people who have said they offered her housing.
Did you hear that Stephanie Jenkins was offered to basically rent a house for $600? No credit check needed, no nothing, no first rent, last month's rent, no deposit. They were willing to rent it for her because basically, if you don't know, she was offered on a social media platform that I cannot remember. But this is real because the girl who's saying it has receipts. But somebody offered to let Stephanie stay at her house and rent it for $600. I think it was only going to increase to like 900 or 700 or something like that in a year. But that's not bad. It was a 3-4 bedroom. Like, it was going to be a pretty decent sized house. But Stephanie Jenkins just said, no thanks.
Take the account accountable for to redeemable. They literally highlighted a property and laid it all out. This was a mobile home in Portland. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, priced at $20K. Now, obviously, it's not a dream mansion. Nobody's saying it's luxury. But compared to one single motel room, it's a clear, obvious upgrade. 2 bedrooms mean the kids could finally have actual space of their own instead of being piled together. The living room could even double as a bedroom if needed, giving everyone some breathing room. They wouldn't have to live with their entire life crammed into one multi-purpose room where sleeping, eating, and existing all happen in the same space. And on top of that, it was in Portland itself. So no huge relocation, no starting completely over somewhere random. It was practical, affordable, and available.
Stephanie, here's a property that is well within your budget. 20,000, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, doesn't even need to be moved. It's not the dream home that you've always wanted, but it's your starter home. And you can do whatever you want to it. You don't even have to worry about if you don't do something perfect. But the best part is, it's your kids and it's yours, and you don't have to leave after 28 days.
And Stephanie's response? Nothing. She ignored it. She didn't respond. She didn't show interest and certainly didn't take it. Just brushed it off like it wasn't even worth acknowledging. Accountable for to redeemable shared the listing. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, mobile home, $20K, located right in Portland.
I'm gonna need Stephanie Thompson and not Jenkins. Her last name not Jenkins and it can't be Jenkins. She's not married to Andrew. She's currently married to someone that essayed their own mother and siblings. So I'm gonna need Stephanie Thompson to come to the front of the congregation, because why do I see people in comment section saying that they offered you housing and you told them no? That you turned it down. I know people can be lying on the internet, but just like how they could be lying, they could be telling the truth too. And I've seen multiple comments of people saying that they've offered her housing and she turned it down. Stephanie, if this is true, then that just further solidifies why those kids need to be taken and placed in a home where they will be loved and nurtured and actually put as priority, because you put Drew's wants first, not even your wants, because your self-esteem is down the drain and it's all about what Drew wants. That's why you come out here and embarrass yourself every single day by being with this man that you know is cheating on you, that doesn't provide for your kids, that allowed y'all to be in a motel room. That has you come out here and lie and say that the PS5 is for Miss Rachel, but then here you go panning to him playing on it while y'all changing motel rooms every 28 days.
Be for real. This isn't just better than nothing. This is a total game changer compared to that motel life. 2 bedrooms, actual wall separating space, an actual kitchen where you can cook instead of living off microwaves, and no more stress about the 28-day motel move cycle. Like, imagine not having to pack up 7 people's belongings every month just to switch motels. That's not a small thing. That is sanity. And the price? $20K for a livable home in Portland is practically unheard of. It's not a palace, but compared to one multi-purpose motel room where everyone eats, sleeps, and breathes in the same space, it's a massive setup. This was the kind of opportunity where most moms would have said yes immediately. No hesitation. Under that video, a commenter claimed, "My aunt offered her a home in La Grande, $500 down payment and $600 rent. No credit checks, no landlord checks. She just wanted to help these kids." Stephanie told her, "No, thank you."
Stephanie Thompson, aka Stephanie Jenkins, is refusing housing opportunities for her children. Go check out Jay Shell. Her video popped up on my For You page and it really caught my attention. On a video, apparently, someone left a comment saying, "My aunt offered Stephanie a home in La Grande, $500 down payment and $600 in rent. No credit checks, no landlord checks. She just wanted to help these kids." Stephanie told her, "No, thank you." Now, of course, take this comment with a grain of salt. We don't know 100% if this is true or not, but if it is true, that is just ridiculous. Look, I understand times are tough right now. Everything is expensive, but it's been 6 months of the Jenkins living in this motel room with honestly zero signs of anything changing anytime soon.
I had to pause at that. A 3-bedroom home, fenced in backyard, no background checks, extremely low deposit, cheap rent, and she said no? Who turns that down unless they want to? And let me be for real here. We're not even talking about some rundown shack with holes in the walls. This was described as a solid property. 3 full bedrooms, space for the kids to breathe, a fenced-in yard where they could finally run around safely instead of being stuck in one motel room all day. This wasn't just a roof over their heads. This was a chance at a new chapter, a fresh start, something her kids desperately need right now. The aunt was literally saying, low deposit, no credit check, just take the keys and move in. And still, Stephanie's response was, no thank you. Like, imagine the difference that backyard alone could make for those kids. A place to play, a place to just be children again without feeling cramped. And the rent? $600 is basically unheard of in this economy, especially with no extra hoops to jump through. It almost makes you wonder if rejecting it wasn't about the house at all, but about keeping the struggle alive as part of her brand. The commenter elaborated. My aunt lives a few hours away from where they stay. She offered Stephanie a 3-bedroom house, fenced yard, low deposit, no credit check. Big rooms, kitchen island, even a window seat. She just wanted to help get those kids out of that motel. Stephanie's only reply was, no thank you. This isn't even pride at this point. It honestly feels planned. Like, come on. How do you look at that kind of deal and just shrug it off when your kids are literally stuck in a motel? Be serious. And this isn't the first time. Remember when Stephanie rejected her own mother's housing offer simply because Drew wasn't granted access? Or when she turned down financial help to get her kids medically checked, snapping at people who were doing too much? There is a pattern here. She consistently rejects empathy-driven offers that could stabilize her kids' lives. Instead, she'll go online and address petty drama, like defending Drew, but she never addresses the efforts that could actually help her children. And ask yourself, when was the last time she gave an actual housing update? It's been months. That silence speaks volumes. So what's really happening? Here are 3 possible theories. Stephanie knows her biggest draw online is the homeless mom of 5 narrative. It's her brand. If she accepts stable housing, the content changes. People stop tuning in for the sympathy and outrage. Her engagement dips, and we've already seen her complain about declining views and monetization. She may simply refuse to accept help that makes her feel dependent or small. Whether it's her mom or strangers, she reacts with defiance. This pride, however, comes at her kids' expense. Speculation, but worth mentioning. By staying homeless, she could be angling to eventually qualify for Section 8 housing, which would give her a place for free. That could explain why she refuses affordable offers. She's waiting for the system to hand her something better. So the big picture is this. Stephanie is not out of housing because she can't find it. She's out of housing because she's rejecting it. And that changes the entire narrative. The consequences are piling up fast. Stephanie admitted her subscribers are dropping. She recently said she only had 4 subscribers left and that TikTok stripped her monetization rights. That means her income from social media, already her main source of money, is shrinking. Drew's income from Safeway is reportedly garnished. He does gig work, but it's inconsistent. Stephanie isn't working. Without online money, there is no backup plan. If she keeps rejecting housing, not only do her kids remain unstable, but she also risks losing the very sympathy audience she's trying to hold on to. People are catching on that she isn't actually trying. Her refusal to accept housing could even become a CPS issue. And once people stop supporting her, she loses both clout and cash. At that point, the only option left would be waiting for government assistance, which may never come. This is why this story matters. It's not just about a mom turning down housing. It's about kids trapped in instability because their mother prioritizes attention over their well-being. Here's my take. If Stephanie truly wanted to provide her children with stable housing, she would have done it by now. The offers were there. Affordable, accessible, empathetic. She rejected them. This is no longer about being denied by landlords. It's about her making choices that keep her family unstable while feeding her narrative online. At this point, the most shocking thing isn't that she said, no, thank you. It's that people are still defending her. So, what do you think? Is Stephanie keeping her family homeless for clout? Or is there another explanation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because stories like this aren't slowing down anytime soon.